Hello and welcome. In today's video we are going to be buying a domain name. So this is for everyone that still don't have their own domain name. And I'm going to teach you where to buy the domain name, what are the recommendations when you are buying the domain name, and just some tips around the whole process. There are a lot of places where you can buy the domain name. You are not actually buying your domain name, so you can only register it for a certain amount of years. So, for example, you can register that it's under your ownership for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I think that most providers don't offer more than 10 years just because some domain names can become very popular and some businesses can become very popular. So if you buy the domain name, if you buy the registration of the domain name for $10 in the beginning and it turns out that in 10 years this domain name is very valuable, they obviously want to sell it for more. So some domain names can cost up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some can be around $1,000, but most domain names, if they are not some super popular words, are around $10 a year. Some places sell it for a bit more expensive, so maybe like $15, $20. I have done a lot of research around this. Around 70-80% of the time, people recommend to buy domain names on Namecheap because they are a really cheap company to buy the domain name. So I think they're one of the cheapest ones to buy the domain name. And they are quite easy to use and they are very reliable. The other place that you could buy the domain name is Google Domains. So if you type into Google Domains or domains.google, you can also buy the domain name here. So for example, if you would like something like your coaching biz, it would show you here how much does it cost for specific endings. So the .com is already taken. However, all of these others are $12 a year. And if we do the same here in Namecheap, you just click enter and it will show you the same thing. So the .com is taken, but all these others have different prices. So you can look for different endings also by writing here .co.uk, for example. And it will show you how much that domain name costs for the .co.uk. So we can do the same here. And here it's $12 a year. So Namecheap for some reason is the cheapest one to go for, and I'm using Namecheap for all of my domains, and I have been super happy with them so far. And they offer a free Whois security. This means that your details are going to be hidden online, so nobody is going to be able to see who is the domain name owner. Which is some other companies charge for this. So Namecheap has this as a free forever offer, and that's why I started using them as well. So basically, I recommend going to Namecheap and buying your domain there. Other recommendations for domain names is always buy a .com, because if somebody is going to search for your name or your business name, the first thing they're going to search for is the .com version, because they are not going to think that you have a different ending, because most of the domain names online are with .com. However, if you are in the UK, you can have .co.uk, but I would recommend you to buy both if you can. To buy the domain name, you just write here search. So here .com is available and I can buy that, so I can just go and add that to cart and it will show up here. For that you can go to view cart, and in here you can then pick how many years you want to register your domain for. So if it's your name, if it's your business name and you know you're going to be in this business for a long time, if it's just the $10 a year, I would secure it for at least 5 years. If you are very sure that you are going to use it for that long, you can also buy it for 10 years. So it's not even $100, which is very good price to buy your domain name for 10 years, because it could happen that your domain name price goes up in the future. So you could buy it for 1 year and then realize that next year all of a sudden it's $100 or $200 or something like that. So if you know that you're going to be using this for the next 5-10 years, for this price, I would just recommend to buy it for 10 years. And then you can also, if you don't use it, you can always sell it later on and maybe even earn some money through that, because maybe somebody else is going to want to use your domain and you can then sell it for $1,000, for example. So as I said, they have this domain privacy completely free forever. So you can just enable this, and you don't need anything else. So they're going to offer you here a lot of things, and all of that you are going to get with the hosting. So none of this, you don't need any of this. Then just confirm order. If you are not registered, you can register and then fill in all of your details for the account. So it's basically like any online shopping. You just come here and you have your details. You go to, you fill in your, well, I have already my details, but you would have to fill in your details and put in your card details and all of that, and just pay now. And then it's going to show up in your Namecheap account. Make sure that when you register, you save your username and password. And this is going to be used for you when you go see your domain. So if I go to the Namecheap, I'm now signed in. You will have here your account, and then you can go to your dashboard. And in your dashboard, you're going to have all the domains that you bought. So I have several here that I have. You will have just one. In here, you can manage your domain here. You would go and you can then turn on or off your auto renewal. If you want it to auto renew, you are going to get an email from them anyways, but you can just turn this on and then it will auto renew every year.